much.
Thanks, Chair. I have to say, I think the most articulate summing up of the debacle over the past few weeks was the article which appeared in Waterford Whisperers News this morning, where they started off with government-announced sequel to Irish Water. Due to popular demand, the Irish government has announced the stunning sequel to one of Ireland's most beloved and celebrated entertainments. Everybody's talking about it, a government expert said. You've got to hand it to Fine Gael. No one rolls out a feck-up quite like they do. Demand for bin charges is not believed to be as low as Irish Water at its height. I'm reading the article, Count Corla, but I actually changed it for the Chamber. But experts have assured Waterford Whisperers News that given time, the government will perform enough U-turns and contradictions to sufficiently rile up interest and anger. Right now, you might say, "Oh, I'm not bothered by it," but I guarantee you'll be more annoyed by this stuff than you would have thought was humanly possible the more the government go on. And that actually, funny and all, it's not. For the people who are at home who are worried sick about the situation. And the platitudes that we got from the Minister tonight that everything is going to be okay actually only amounts to a kicking of the can down the road, because in reality we're not really any the wiser about what's going to happen, because you're ignoring the elephant in the room, actually the herd of elephants that is in this room, which is the situation that it does nothing to address the massive underlying and systemic problems with a privatised waste system, and you cannot rely on the goodwill of a bunch of bin companies, many of whom who are based offshore, to set prices for consumers or conditions for workers. That square cannot be circled, and as a result of the privatisation of our system, we've bin lorries trundling up and down the streets most days of the week. Some areas one company, some areas companies threatening to withdraw, escalating charges, huge price variations, companies like Panda and Greyhound centred offshore, brutal wage suppression, illegal dumping and so on. Now, last year we were promised an investigation into this on the back of the Greyhound dispute. We didn't get it. It is overdue at the moment. The behaviour of the waste industry would put the Sopranos to shame, no question. It is an outrage what has gone on. It needs to be investigated properly, and the only solution is for this service to be restored to the local authorities as a public service rather than a commodity to be profited from. There is no other way.